Alexa, pause. Video diary 27th, I think it is today. Alexa, what date is it today, please?
It's Sunday the 28th of July.
It's Sunday the 28th of July and it is 3 o'clock just gone. My name's John Bosley. Those of you who are watching the YouTube channel, UBK Bosley, know that I'm whinging and bumping my gums about how life is unfair. They've been horrible to me. Well, I'll tell you what, forget all that, because if you're watching that and you think I'm a loony, you think I'm a dickhead, and you think I'm a wanker, and you think I can't fight, and you think I'm a pussy, great. Oh, drunk and wife beater as well. That's what the authorities say. So let me tell you what this is about. It's about a bloke who's had a challenging life, like loads, in fact, like probably most of you, because when you scratch the surface of anybody, there's shit and there's trauma. It's not always accidental. Now, the reason I got the arse about my trauma is because it was partly by nefarious terrorists, or they were involved to some degree, in the opinion of me. But it could not, it being the thing that put my mother and her friends in bin bags, or in a dustpan, or bits of them in a dustpan, because they were waiting on tables for the elite parachute regiment, who'd been a bit ill-advised, shall we say, 3 weeks earlier in Bloody Sunday, with the cost of 14 people's lives. Whether you agree with their opinions on what they may or may not be doing, that wasn't a good outcome for security forces who are there to do internal security. I'm not digging the paras out. If you want to beat, if any ex-paras want to give me a smack in the mouth, fucking form a queue. But nothing against the paras. They're responsible for largely for bringing me up for periods, or inspiring me, or whatever, which helped me get through difficult times. And you, some of you, Mr. Oh fucking hell, what's his name? Oh, Tommy S. Got me out of the shit. Paul Reed, ex-free para, got me out of the shit. Helped me out. Good bloke. Solid geezer. A lot of solid geezers in the paras, but solid geezers don't take shit. So sometimes solid geezers aren't the sort of people you need when people are potentially going to lob stones at you because they're pissed off at a load of their probably family, friends, etc. being shot dead a few months earlier in Ballymurphy. Why would you then send exactly the same blokes to keep the peace at a civil rights march, which is going to be attended by people who would most definitely be fucking pissed off with the fact that a load of their contemporaries have been shot dead in Ballymurphy? But that's 52 years ago. I don't give a shit. What I give a shit about is the fact that I moved through Exeter, because I fell in love with Exeter, as I've said before, when I came here in 1983 to do some training that apparently, although it didn't all pan out the way I wanted it to, thanks to the help of a member of the parachute regiment, Mr. Bosley, and my own erratic mentality and behaviour, I didn't join any forces to fucking serve Queen and country. Why the fuck would any sane person do that? None of the paras, and I should think very few Marines do, or any decent infantry unit, which is what the paras and Marines are. They just, one delivers by air, always delivered by air, and the other's delivered by sea, or air, or desert, or rickshaw, or whatever. The rest of the infantry usually arrive in APCs, armoured personnel carriers. Personnel, that's what they call them, personnel, not soldiers. Armoured soldier carrier. They're personnel, but they're not personnel when they're all brain damaged and fucking scarred for life, are they? They're just pain in the arse in your shop doorway or whatever. Big issue. Anyway, that's another story. So I came here to lick my wounds. Not literally lick them, because, you know, I did yoga, but I'm not very mobile. And what I came across was corruption in Exeter, within Exeter City Council. David Bartram, Paul Faulkner, most definitely. David Bartram, you instigated this as far as I'm concerned, so you need to remember that. And these people who will be held to account need to remember. It was never about me. It was about you, Mr. Bartram. David Bartram, you're responsible for what will unfold. So the police have either been complicit or corrupt or both or ill-advised or whatever. They're acting on intelligence, which is 40 years old. The intelligence, fucking hell. Police and intelligence in the same sentence, really. Things have not moved on, have they? Wasn't there another guy done for something the other day, the Met Police? It's just relentless, and these are the ones you know about. The police now attract, by design, wrong uns. Because the police as a whole, not the West Island police and, a copper on the beat in the Isle of Wight or somewhere, but generally the police are just fucking unfit for purpose. The police know that, the rank and file. If they don't know it and they're not thinking in those terms, they're the idiots who join up to give people a bit of a hard time. And I suggest if they get psychometrically tested and that's what they want to do is, mete out some violence, let's ship them off to Ukraine and Russia equally, so they can augment both sides. They can have a big war, and then put a boundary around the Russian army, the Ukrainian army that they can't come out of, that NATO can't interfere with, and let the people that are Russian-speaking, culturally Russian, feel safe and be left alone in the Donbass region of the Crimea, which is what the war's about. It's about Putin, who is maybe a fucker or maybe isn't. I have never met him. But he does one thing that Boris Johnson didn't do, David Cameron didn't do, Theresa May didn't do. That fucking idiot, the other one, what was it? The one who went on about cheese or something. That was the shortest prime minister. The point is, he was doing what none of these leaders would do for you, and that is fucking defend you. Not corporations, although I'm sure corporations are making money on the Russian side for the weapons that are killing people with no fucking real motivation to be there. Anyway, the police in Exeter are corrupt. The police that came to see me at my house are liars, cowards, beefheads, deviants, idiots. The police in other places like Middlemore, Newton Abbot at Ashburn at that campsite, PC Pool of Thames Valley Police in about 2001, 2002. Good bloke. Charlie Dark, ex-Met Police, career policeman in the Met, then Hampshire Police. Good bloke. His son Andy Dark, former, what was he, amphibious or? He was a combat engineer of some description. In Germany. Hello. Oh, you're back. Good bloke. But I get to know what happens in the police and what they get up to, what they do and don't do. Same as I know what the powers used to get up to and didn't do and do. They do wrong. They do wrong. So your councillors are corrupt because they built a skate park, no problem with that, but they built it to be as fucking adversarially as adversarial as possible for people living around it. So to be noisy 24 hours a day, to invite ASB that the police don't want to or can't fucking deal with, or two skegs. If there's more than two of them, they're armed with more than a lollipop. They'll have to call the armed police in from fucking operation. We need to wear nappies and go and stack shelves rather than pretend to be policemen. The police only solve about, it's less than 10% of the crime that happens in this country. And I suggest to you, check it out. The police, the UK police, are probably involved with probably 75, 80, 90, 85 to 90% of crime that takes place in the UK, because it can't be undertaken unless people know their routines. The police turn a blind eye, or that eye. That eye's really shit, actually. So the thing is, here's the thing that there's lots of things, but all these things are becoming one thing, and that one thing is you've been collectively rumbled. There's a bit of unrest, I would say. Now, I am unlikely to see the outcome, but I know the outcome's going to be what I would like it to be, particularly for you, Mr. Bartram. You are going to experience, trust me, you are going to experience probably more years of misery than I've endured, and I suspect you won't come out the other end as well as I have. It'd be interesting to see what support and protection remains in place during the dark times to come. Your choice, Mr. Bartram. Oh, and the police, your choice as well. And to the people, again, the police at Middlemore, Exeter, a genuinely felt thank you. Genuinely. You didn't all fucking carry me shoulder high through the police station, but I got the impression that some of you got me. In more ways than one, you had me. I felt so cheapened. I don't mean like that. I mean, you had me in cells. And when I initially came across a lot of you, during the early days of this, you treated me fucking horrifically. Although except in the middle, what you did, you treat me with disdain. I think would be fair. Releasing me at 3:30 in the morning when I've got a week's work in fucking hell, where is it? North Devon. I was going to take my escape vehicle up there. The escape vehicle that burnt to a fucking Bernie thing. When you and the council took my actual driving licence away, because I got drunk a few times in 2022 and I was supposed to be celebrating an opening of a monument to the deaths of my mother and her friends, but instead I lost again, and we are going to be opening a monument to the fucking parachute regiment who fell asleep at the wheel on the day these people were murdered, or worse. And even if they didn't, they've got a fucking monument to the parachute regiment 300 metres away in the town centre of Aldershot, with a very, very bronzy, statuesque looking fucking wihee para, all in the gear, in jump gear, to commemorate the para's 60 years in, more than that actually, 70 years probably, in Aldershot. Doesn't say anything on that fucking statue about, oh, but we did have an off day when these people were murdered, but never mind, we can forgive that because, you know, that's not who they are. They had an off day, clearly. Or were encouraged to have an off day, clearly. The statue on the site of the bomb, the car bomb, driven in by Noel Jenkinson, apparently. I don't think Noel Jenkinson drove that car into that thing. I think somebody closer to home probably did. Besides, Noel Jenkinson was a Protestant, which is an unusual thing for an active support of the IRA to be. They're normally Catholic. He died 4 years later in prison. How convenient. He also was a rampant, I think, socialist stroke communist stroke bogeyman stroke wanted a united Ireland under communism. And I reckon I was only 5 at the time, so my finger wasn't on the pulse of world affairs, but the big fucking bogeyman that was used to scare the bejesus out of us in them days was the Russians. Oh, how times have changed. So, all them wankers who run your lives, and I mean they are, well, they're not even wankers. If they improved as people and had more stoic ambitions in life, they could become wankers with a bit of effort. At the moment, they're low-life, pond-dwelling scum, chinless wanderers with knowledge of fuck all except how to fuck other people, mainly you and I. And no, I'm not a communist or a socialist. I'm a bloke who wants to be left the fuck alone. I haven't achieved that. I haven't achieved much in my life, except achieving what I wanted to achieve but will not be able to use. I'll take that, because these fuckers are going down. Good luck. Oh, and Paul Faulkner, if you ever do want to come and let me take it up with you, I think you said, whether it's box ticking or what, come and see me. Come and see me. You should know where I live. I'll just wander around near the skate park and I'll come and find you. But we have to have a little chat in my garden out of the way. How about that? I suspect you're probably younger than me. You're probably taller than me. Most people are. In fact, no, don't bother, because you'll be taken care of, I'm sure. End of message. Have a lovely day. The weather's beautiful. And if you are of a similar thought to me, don't lose hope. Okay? It would appear the other side have played their hand a bit too quick, and even people on the other side are thinking, "Yeah, go on a minute. Hold up a minute. What's going on here?" If you don't know, you fucking should. If you do know, don't worry. All right? It's going to be good. We're going to emerge from this in much better shape. We're not on our own either. Not every country in the world is part of this fucking devious fucking let us live knee deep in treacle and fucking only see the sunshine. We got permission. You can fucking jog on with that. I'm mad. Don't forget. Goodbye from abusive Exeter man, drunken Exeter man. As you can see, I am pissed out of my head again. Oh, and thank you to the neighbours who relied on me and Paul. Paul's dead. Paul English, the one who died, the one who was killed as a result of the. Let me say that